Natty or not? Well, you guys don't mind if I sit here, do you? All right, thanks. What are you reading? It's a good book. What did your family think of leaving your job and moving across the country to pursue fitness? Did they get it or not? And are they supportive even if they don't? So, I actually told my dad on the way to the airport the first time I was coming to visit Houston that I was looking at apartments down here. And because it was a big fitness area and everything like that. So I kind of dropped it right before I left on the airplane. Then they could think about it throughout the time that I was gone and kind of figure out what they needed to figure out, because my decision was made up. I was just coming down here to look at apartments, to check out Alpha Land, because like obviously it's Alpha Land, why not fly here? What did they think about leaving my job? Honestly, my mom, I think, and my dad too, but my mom especially, she was super excited for me to leave plumbing because she saw the hours I was putting in. I mean, there were nights like I came home 2 a.m., 3 a.m. from work. Well, I started at 7 o'clock in the morning and I'm coming home at 2 a.m. Like, it's not exactly what you want to see your son doing. And then like I've had a shift that was 29 and a half hours long. So I worked from 7 a.m. to like 12:30 p.m. the next day, like all through the night, no break, like a 5-minute break just to eat some pizza. But like I was working my butt off, and like they could see, like I was training in the gym for 3 hours a day. I was going to work for minimum 8 hours a day. Who knows when I would get done. And they would just, thank you, man, I appreciate it. Thanks, you too. And they would just see me like working my butt off and like being exhausted from everything that I was doing. So I think they were pretty happy about me leaving the plumbing job, because it was a lot of stress on me, and I don't know, it just wasn't what I wanted to pursue with my life. As far as the pursuing fitness, they totally got it. I mean, I've been lifting since freshman year of high school. Like that, if I'm not at home, I was at the gym. Like they totally understood that. They seen my competitiveness between powerlifting and competing in powerlifting events. And like I had a sponsorship with a local supplement company that was in my town. At one point I went to an expo. Like they saw that like I had more in me than just the normal person, and they could see I wanted more out of life. So they're very for it, especially like now. Like they see how happy I am, like when I FaceTime them and stuff like that. So they're definitely for it. What's something you're excited for besides competing? So I would say competing is in my top 2. So right now I feel like YouTube's #1 priority, competing's #2. That may sound a little weird, but I'm going hard in each. So like there's not really that much of a difference in which one secures #1 spot in my life right now. But what I'm excited for besides competing is just creating the best content possible and growing this YouTube channel, because like obviously I've had this YouTube channel for the past 10 years. So it's not something like I take for granted. Like I've always saw myself doing this, but I guess I just never took that leap to go all in on it. And the fact that I'm able to go all in and just like chase my dreams and stuff like that, like it's so exciting. I go to bed every single night smiling because like I get to do what I love. Like I love it so much. I wake up, I'm excited for the day. I go to bed, I'm smiling. I can't go to bed at night because I'm just like so excited for the next day. So that's something I'm excited for besides competing. Okay, so we have 2 similar questions here. Where do you see yourself a year later from fitness? And where do you see yourself in 3 years? Detailed answer. So a year later in fitness, I would like to have won my first show, which I'm gonna win summer shredding, at least my class. Can't control how big the competition is. So Win Summer Shredding gets sponsored by apparel company. I'm going for Alphalete. I mean, that's just the crowd I'm surrounded by. Gets sponsored by a supplement company. I'm going for Ghost or BPN. Those are two companies that I really see myself fitting in well with. Ghost, they just have great collabs, all that. I'm surrounded by the environment like crazy. There's a lot of people in the Ghost community around here. So, and I love their products. They taste good. They're well marketed. Like they have a very good marketing team and stuff like that. So I love everything they do with that side of things. As far as Bear Performance Nutrition goes, Nick Bear cares about his products, cares about testing them. He goes above and beyond testing the drug-free policies and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure like every order that he makes is tested in labs and stuff, make sure it passes drug protocol for all the organization. I don't know, he just really takes a lot of care about his business, and I like that from him. He's very motivational too. I love his podcast and stuff. So I would also, in my YouTube, like to be past 100,000 subscribers, which I'm gonna get past that this year. I guarantee it. I'm only at 4,500, but 100,000 is on the horizon. I know it. There's gonna be stepping stones that I need to take to get there, but I'm gonna make it happen. I think Summer Shredding's really gonna be the point to where I take off and the channel takes off and the exposure and everything like that. So we're going for 100,000 by the end of the year. So we're gonna get it. Now, where do you see yourself in 3 years? Ideally, 3 years from now, I would love to be doing what I'm doing right now, creating content, inspiring others, impacting lives, doing all that through fitness and through my journey. But honestly, 3 years from now, I personally think I can go hard for the next 10 years at doing this, but I want whatever God's best is for my life. So if God has another plan for my life 3 years from now and it's not this, then I'm just gonna go with it. I want whatever's the best of the best, that's what I want. So personally, I would love to stay doing this, but you know, if he has other plans for me, then it is what it is. 2 questions. As an introvert, was it hard starting Philly sports years ago, or to continue this channel, or did it help you get out of your shell? And now that you're in Texas, are you a Cowboys fan? Not a Cowboys fan. Actually, it's funny. There's a lot of Houston Astros stuff around here. I didn't realize how big their fan base is. A lot of Texans fans. I don't see any Cowboys stuff, so that's always good. I can deal with the Texans and the Astros. The Cowboys, I don't know about that. But your second question, as an introvert, was it hard starting Philly sports years ago, or to continue this channel, and does it help you get out of your shell? Yeah, I would say it helps me get uncomfortable for sure. Like, I'm in a park right now, people walk by, like, if you could see my tripod, it's like 6 feet tall right now, like angling down. It's a big setup. Like, normal people don't just walk around with a tripod and a camera and talk to the camera. So it definitely helps you get out of your comfort zone a lot. Being an introvert, did it help me? I think it helps me make more connection as far as down here. Like, it's forcing me to have to get out of my comfort zone and make connections, because I've probably like talked to 30 to 40 new people while I've been down here, as far as like people in the gym and stuff like that. Like, it's forced me to like network and get out of, you know, just being by myself. Because like back in Bethlehem, I probably only talked to 5 to 10 people in the gym my entire time there, and I was there for 2 years at Powerhouse. So I wasn't really trying to make new connections or do any of that. But like with this being what I'm going all in on, like I'm trying to build it like big. So I've already made connections with 2 videographers down here. One, if you go check my Instagram at @AnthonyKuoko11, you'll see we just ran up a nice Instagram reel edit that came out sick. And we got a bunch of photos that are coming out sick. But he's actually my guy Brian, he's actually gonna help me moving forward, like through the whole summer shredding process and everything like that. And we're gonna go real in depth the last 2 weeks of summer shredding. So I hope you guys are gonna stay tuned for that. If you aren't subscribed, just subscribe to the channel and make sure you're here for that. But yeah, as far as leaving my introverted tendencies, yes, it has helped me a lot with this channel. How hard of a decision was it for you to quit your 9-to-5 job? Respect. So the decision to quit my 9-to-5 job, this may sound crazy, but it was not hard at all. I got a vision from God one day after church, and I'll go more in depth of it down the line. Maybe I would like to do it on a long form piece of content, like a podcast or something like that. But I got that vision, and then as soon as I knew that it had to be done, like it was a no-brainer. I was like, okay, now how do we work towards making it happen? So from that point, it was being solution-minded and seeing what had to be done. It should have been done like 3 months earlier, but I had some trouble with the apartment complex that I originally was trying to get, and I probably could have done a better job at expediting the process and like really nagging like to move on. But I decided to get a whole new apartment complex, and I'm glad I did, because it's way closer to Alpha Land than the other one. The other one might have been a little nicer, but the distance that I'm at right now is insane. Like I couldn't be more happier with my location. So it all worked out in the end. But as far as the decision to quit, once I figured out that I had to do it, it was like, okay, let's quit. Like, we'll figure it out along the way, but I know this is the decision that has to be made, so it is done. It's already made. Would you rather Nike sponsorship or Alphalete sponsorship? Okay, so my earliest dreams that I can remember were, number one, play soccer professionally, and number two, get sponsored by Nike. I don't know how old I was, probably like 10 years old or something like that, but I can vividly remember like that was like one of my earliest dreams. So if I had to pick one, it would be Nike, just because of the fact, like shoes, all the training gear I want, shorts, tanks, I know, and Alphalete is going insane with all the things they're coming out with. I love Christian. ᴑ괜ᴜ, the owner of Alphalete, has probably been one of the most inspiring people in my entire life. Like I was thinking about it the other day, and it was just like all these pieces like were like connecting through ᴑɪᴜᴜ. It was just like weird. But so Alphalete sponsorship, still the ideal dream. I love everything Alphalete is about, love it. But Nike is just like on another level. Like it's just been like, all I wear is Nike shoes. Like I don't really wear anything else. Nike, Jordan, all that. And it's just like, I don't know, I just love Nike so much. So I would have to, if I were to have to pick, it would be Nike. But maybe Alphalete first and then Nike. That can't rule that out. Okay, probably one more deep question, then probably do a lightning round, bang them out real quick. Great video. I always learn a lot about your life and lifting. How did you get over your self-doubt? I struggle with it every time I go to the gym. I worry I'm in the way of people in better shape than me, which is most people, to be honest. Ooh, I could talk about doubt real deep. Should I? Screw it. Okay, so doubt is of the devil. That is a complete lie that the devil tries to tell you. Oh, you're weak, you're worse than them, you're not worth it, you know, you're less than them. Okay, stop believing the lies, number one. Number two, doubt, like I said in the last video, doubt is only dangerous if you believe it yourself. So work on just loving yourself and just understanding that everyone starts somewhere, and literally if you're not like the top of the top in the gym, people probably aren't staring at you. And that may sound mean, but like most people are only getting stares if they're like really big, really jacked, really shredded. Like no one's exactly worrying about you You're worrying more about yourself than other people are worrying about you. So just don't worry about it. You said you worry about that you're in the way of people in better shape than you. If you're in the way of them and they can't step out of the way, I mean, they shouldn't be in the gym. No, but seriously, if you think you're taking up a machine, who cares? Like, don't worry about it. Like, they're not worried about you. They may wait for you to get off the piece of equipment or whatever. They may ask you how many sets you have left. Listen, if they ask you how many sets you have left, tell them an honest answer. Sometimes I'll catch myself like being like, oh, this is my last set, when I really have 2 sets left. And I'm like, why did I say that? Like, I have 2 sets left. So you don't always have to conform to whatever they want. So just keep that in mind. People are not thinking about you like you think they are. And people who have that disciplined mindset and are probably bigger and like they've been doing it for a while, they have a better mindset than your average person who goes to the bar every day and smokes cigarettes and, you know, does nasty things with their life. They have a better mindset than those type of people. So don't always think that they're ragging on you or thinking, oh, look at this small guy over here. They're not.
Look at all those chickens.
Big question, natty or not? Well, I can see where it's coming from, because sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, man, if that wasn't me, I would think that guy's unnatural. I can see where you're coming from with, you know, the videos I put out online or the pictures that I put out. But the honest truth is I'm 100% natural. I would never touch a drug. I've never touched a drug. So whether it be recreational, steroids, whatever SARMs are out there, I've never touched any of that. I don't even know where you would get it. So yes, I am 100% natural. This is a natural body. 90% of the time, like right now, if I'm looking at myself, I don't think I look unnatural at all. The pictures and stuff online, they might say otherwise, but that's about 1% of the day. Honestly, anything you want in life is gonna take some hard work. 10 years of lifting in the gym. First 4 years, 2 hours a day. Last 6 years, 3 hours a day. That compounds over time. So yes, you can achieve what I've achieved, but you're gonna have to work really hard at it. But that's the thing I really wanna drill into the minds of young teenagers and, you know, up and coming lifters. Like, if you put the work in, if you believe you can get there, you can achieve this and probably more. I don't think I'm that big. I'm 57.4 pounds right now. Can you discipline yourself over time to achieve that? And I was talking with somebody in the gym today, and he straight up asked me the second question out of his mouth, where, are you using? And I was like, no. And I hate that people are up in the air about it. They don't post about it, like they don't tell people about it, because they're setting these unrealistic expectations for these younger kids on that they could get as big as these 210-pound guys. But they're so up in the air about it, like they don't tell people if they're natural or not. And it just bugs me. And there's a few people who are big advocates of being natural. I know Jesse James West is a big advocate. Ryan Dangler is a big advocate. Those two people I follow. But like, not a lot of people are like really going the natty route. A lot of people are using nowadays. And it's just sad, because I feel like people don't know what they could reach naturally. They don't know what the height of their physique could be naturally. And they resort to whatever the heck they're taking, like 2 years into lifting, or like right off the bat. And I'm just like, maybe put 10 years in, see what you could do, see what your genetic potential can be, and then take it from there. But yes, I am 100% natural. This was all gained naturally. All right, we're gonna do a lightning round real quick. Give up one for the rest of your life, caffeine or non-organic protein. Non-organic protein, I love caffeine so much. Maybe have an addiction, who knows? When is the last time you had routine blood work to check your blood counts and lipid levels? The last time I had routine blood work would have been when I went for life insurance, and I believe everything looked fantastic. The only thing, I think my cholesterol was a little low. That's about the only thing that was off. Everything was perfect, so that's great. If you could have one superpower, what would it be? Spider-Man, because he's the greatest ever. I might have to move to New York City, but Spider-Man. Do they go by weight like powerlifting, or is it just everyone? So I believe from what my coach told me, it goes by height and not weight, which is interesting. Different than powerlifting. You were saying that knowing the ideal way to handle some of the new pieces of gym equipment wasn't entirely obvious when you first touched them. My question, do you think it would be worth doing search of YouTube videos in which other people have described how to best use the exact same equipment? I think you just answered it yourself. Research, I don't think you got to go too deep into it, but watch 1 or 2 videos on it and figure it out yourself when you get there. How much larger is your right bicep than your left? Is that a problem in competition? Do you need to be as symmetrical as possible? One is definitely slightly larger than the other. They're a little not as symmetrical, but I think that'd be more of a problem in bodybuilding rather physique, because physique, I'm just like standing up there like this. You can't tell as much except when I like really ball it up. So I don't think it's gonna be that much of a problem. How big do I plan on getting? Maybe I'll bulk this off season. I kind of like hanging around this weight. Like, I don't think I need to get too much bigger for like physique and stuff like that. And I also don't know how many shows I want to pursue in this. Final question, what is your favorite candy? Sour strips, and not because my boy Max Tuning owns the candy. Literally my favorite candy of all time. Case closed. Guys, if you enjoyed, drop a like on the video. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.